and welcome. I'm Dr. Susan, and we are going to do a segment on play and learn. I'm delighted that you're here this morning, and we are going to work on a book called Spot of Perseverance. And that's a pretty big word, but we're going to explain all about what that means as we go on through the story. But the first thing I wanted to tell you is a couple of weeks ago, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, we did a book called the Seed That Was Afraid to Be Planted. It was a really fun story, and for our project that we did together was we actually planted seeds. So I wanted to show you, this is the seeds that we planted. They're the snap peas that we talked about, and so this is the product of what we planted. So I guess those seeds weren't too afraid to grow, right? So they're growing. And I'll be taking this home and having my daughter plant it in the garden in the backyard because it needs these things that hold the spirals up as they grow before they mature and have the snap peas on them. And I'll take a picture of those with my camera and share that with you when that happens. So this is the product of our work about 3 weeks ago. So I wanted to share that before we went into the story today. All right. So the story is about a spot of perseverance. So we're going to take a look at that and see what that's about. A little spot of perseverance, a story about not giving up. And we certainly didn't give up this morning. It's written and illustrated by Diane Albert. We read several of her books. She's a really fun author, and I really like her work that she does in illustration. All right. Hi, I'm Little Spot of Perseverance. I'm here to help you in tough situations. What does perseverance mean? Perseverance is when you do your best and keep trying when things get hard. It also helps you finish things you start. So there's our starting post. Let's see where it's going to lead us. Every time you persevere in challenging situations, your perseverance spot grows. The bigger your perseverance spot gets, the easier it will be to keep trying when you don't see success right away. I'll tell you about some of my experiences when we finish the story. Sometimes it just takes time and practice to get something right. Remember when you learned how to write and hold a pencil right and your crayons so that you could write your name in school? Remember that? Patience can help you grow your perseverance spot. And that's that practice we talked about. Believing in yourself is something all you need to accomplish what you are trying to do. Use positive self-talk to tell yourself you can. I can do this. I can do this. Looks like he's learning to tie his shoes. Confidence can help grow your perseverance spot. I can do this. See the frustration on his face? And all the way at the end, he gets, I did it. So yay for him. He actually tied his shoes. That's a great thing to be able to accomplish. Try to imagine yourself accomplishing the task before you start. This can help you give you the mindset you need to succeed. Imagining what it's going to look like and feel like when you reach the end and you've succeeded in it. Optimism can help you grow your perseverance spot, which is what that's called. Sometimes, when you try something new and it doesn't turn out like you expected, it can scare you. But getting back up and trying again will give you the chance to be victorious. Like learning how to ride a bicycle, that's not an easy task. Courage can help you grow your perseverance spot. Whoops, my finger got too excited here. Back up. Like twice. Boy, we're having a fun time this morning, aren't we? Okay, there, we did read that one. Let's go to the next one. All right. I can't find my unicorn. You can quickly become overwhelmed with frustration if you think you've lost something. Try calming down your angry spot and retracing your steps. Being peaceful can help you grow your perseverance spot. I got to experience this last weekend, looking for something. Success isn't always instant. It can often take a few attempts to make something work. You might need to think outside of the box to accomplish your goals. Why is the cardboard getting so wet? What can I add? Aha! Creativity can help grow your perseverance spot. Listening to feedback is an excellent opportunity to find out what you can improve on. This will give you a better chance when you try again. I'm sorry you didn't make the team. If you work on dribbling, it will help you for next year. And then he has, I can help you practice. Teamwork can help you grow your perseverance spot. Thank you. And that's another way to learn how to develop new skills. And it doesn't want to turn a page. There we go. And it did it again. I'm having a good time this morning. Even if you are talented at something, it can require training to get better. Determination can help you grow your perseverance spot. Let's look at the way he actually worked to get what he was trying to accomplish. That was his first try, second try, third try, fourth try, fifth try, sixth try. And by the time he got to his seventh, he got it done. And that's the determination it takes in order to do that. Determination can help you grow your perseverance spot. Checkmate. Checkmate. Somebody wasn't happy the first part. Second part's better. It's hard to try again after you lose. Try looking at every loss as an opportunity to learn. Checkmate. A positive mindset can help you grow your perseverance spot. So chess is a hard game to learn, but it's fun once you get it figured out. This is a fun day. Do you guys enjoying this pages jumping back and forth? Isn't that fun? There can be several ways to make something work. That's why it's important to look at all the possibilities. Maybe I should try the blue block on the bottom. Creating balance. Problem solving can help you grow your perseverance spot. She created her tower. I think we jumped one more extra page. We did. I hope you're able to see all the amazing things you learned when you keep trying. As he recounts some of the pictures that we saw before. The next time you feel like giving up, remember the ways you can help grow your perseverance spot. The end. And didn't this give us a chance to grow our perseverance spot in changing all these pages? That made it lots of fun. All right. Thank you for your patience as we moved through that process. All right. But today, I'm excited about today. We're going to do something a little tiny bit different today. We're going to create a craft or a project that I really kind of shows you what that perseverance can do. But I brought a very special friend and a special guest that's going to be with us this morning. And I've talked about him before on different books and things that we've read. I'd like to introduce you to Maverick Adams. Come on up, Maverick. It'll be this way, be better. Okay. This is Maverick. You say hi.
Hello.
All right. Maverick is going to create a project, and this is his choice. Here's your clay. So we're going to create something out of clay and give you a demonstration of what it's like to persevere on the projects, as we just did with this video, or these slides that we just watched. So Maverick is going to create something. Do you have something in mind you're going to create yet?
Probably an airplane.
Okay, say it a little louder.
Probably an airplane.
So, all right, cool. So what are the first things you think that you need in order to make this creation?
The clay.
Okay, he's going to use molding clay in order to do that. Pull out as much as you need. But the process of creating something is, sometimes we need to have a list of supplies that we think we're going to need in order to accomplish that. In this one, we needed the clay, and Maverick told me earlier you need a little bit of water, and that helps hold the pieces together. So, Maverick, what's the hardest project you've ever had to work with that you created? Can you talk and...
Either making a full ship
What?
aircraft carrier out of clay.
How big was the aircraft carrier you made?
It was like 20 inches long and 4 inches wide.
Wow. Did it have decks?
Yeah, it had a deck and it had miniature planes, people, and details of everything that would be on a ship when the planes are landing on the deck.
Oh, cool. And did you make, yeah, you talk a little louder. Did you make all the parts and things that went on it, the people and the planes?
Yes.
All right. Talk so Dad can hear you in the back. All right. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing.
I'm rolling this clay out so it makes the shape like the body of a plane.
Okay. Remember to talk loud. Okay. What else does the plane need?
Wings, cockpit, and maybe engine or wheels if it's on the ground.
Okay. Okay, to take your imagination into developing this plane so that you can actually, where would you go in it? Where would you be, what would your destination be?
Probably I would go to, I don't know, maybe France, because I don't know, really I don't. But
To France? Okay. Yeah,
I
talk a little bit
decided.
louder. Yeah. Okay. Is there a part on the plane called a fuselage?
Yes,
That's what I remember. Well, that's that part. Okay.
I made it a little bit too long, I think. I'm going to cut off the front.
Okay. What other things have you worked on that's created a process where you've learned where you learned to persevere on something you were doing?
I made a parachute to drop an egg off a balcony.
I think I shared that with you guys at one time. And how many times did you have to try before you succeeded?
I made 2 parachutes that didn't work and 1 that worked.
Okay. And in that process, what did you learn out of that process?
That the parachute material has to be, it can't have any, it has to be like, you can't have any holes in it or anything. It has to be like a solid material, basically.
Yeah, talk louder.
And then also that it needs to be big enough for the, it needs to be big enough so that it can catch enough air so that the egg can smoothly glide down to the ground.
Okay. Did you crack any eggs or did you just practice?
The only egg that I cracked was one that I dropped on the balcony because it wasn't secured right. But none actually when they dropped because I used a little practice egg that was an Easter egg filled with coins and little metal things to make the exact weight of the Tic Tac egg.
Did you have to weigh all that so that you had the exact weight?
Yeah.
What made you decide on the pieces that you put in the egg to make it work?
Just because, well, first we just used a bunch of pennies, and but pennies don't go to the right exact weight, so we had to use a little piece of, like a little keychain thing, palm tree. I don't even really know what it was, but we used that, so it was the perfect weight.
Mm-hmm. What are you making now?
I'm putting on the cockpit where the pilot sits.
All right. And what is your fascination with the airplanes and stuff?
I like military aviation and flying.
Just the flying part of it, the military, the airplanes and things part of the military? Mm-hmm.
and I've been in a plane many times, and I've even flown one.
You
Help, but
you helped fly a plane? Oh, and where were you flying to?
I took a flying lesson, and we just flew out of like Camarillo, I think, and then we just flew around and then came right back.
Uh-huh.
We went really far, since in a plane you can go much further quicker because you don't have to go through all the roads, you just go over everything.
Mm-hmm. Did it feel like a powerful experience?
Yeah, I guess.
You guess?
Probably.
Probably. Okay. And in that process, is that something that you may want to do as you get a little older, get your pilot's license or something?
Yeah, I would.
All right. And how old do you have to be to get a pilot's license?
14.
14? You don't have much time to go, do you?
No, 3 years.
3 years.
You get
Wow.
a pilot's license before you can drive.
Now, isn't that strange? I would think driving an airplane is a whole heck of a lot more difficult than it is to drive a car.
But in an airplane, you don't have other airplanes that you have to worry about hitting, or roads that you have to worry about following. You just have to know where other airplanes are on a map, which these days isn't that hard because there's technology that tells you where they are.
Oh, it's like a computer screen or something that gives for blips for planes?
Kind of.
Kinda.
It tells you where all the planes are.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I would think that that's probably why, just because you don't have to worry about other things to hit.
Mm-hmm.
But
What are you creating now that goes with the plane?
I'm making the first wing out of 2 wings, one that goes on each side.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Have you studied designs and things of planes, of different military planes, or looked at them?
yeah, I've gone to many air shows and things where there are planes there. And so we're talking about Perseverance. The wing was stuck down, so now it's a glob.
No, it's a glob. You get to do it again?
Yeah, not a wing. So all I have to do is put this clay back together
Okay.
that I used, and then I'll flatten it out again. But maybe this time I'll make it thicker so that it won't get stuck.
Okay, that's a good idea.
And so now, I'm going to make it a bit longer here.
Now you're just working out of a picture out of your mind in order to create that plane, right?
Yes, this plane is kind of loosely based off of what is a Navy that takes off of the aircraft carrier from a long time ago, and it's called the F-4F Wildcat.
Hmm.
And so its wings fold also, but I won't be able to do that with this clay without like hours and hours of work because I need to know how to, I need to make a mechanism that a little part that can bend. I don't really know how I'm going to get, oh, there we go.
There you go.
I got the first wing off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to smooth it out with my hands. And I'm going to attach it. Now I see that I want to make it. I'm going to put a little bit of water in the bottom so it won't stick. But I think that may work.
Yeah, see, that's even better trying than the first time.
So now I'm going to cut off a little bit because I think I made it too long.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, see, now the water worked. So I'm just going to keep adjusting it until I like it. And I think I got the right size that I want. And I'm just going to put it next to it and see, I like that. So I'm not going to attach it yet because I want to make another wing that looks just like it.
Because I imagine the wings have to be balanced, otherwise the plane won't fly too terribly well, will it?
No.
Mm-hmm. So what other things have you worked on where you tried one thing and had to think of different ways to do something?
I like building things, so I've built a lot of different things where I keep trying.
Mm-hmm.
Probably another thing that I did was what's one that we did that made sense for Perseverance? Um, I'd say maybe when I was trying to make a plane that that was like almost invisible, but not really invisible. Like basically, there's a light sensor, and so when it's in a dark box, and so what I have to do is I have to make it so the light doesn't reflect, and it doesn't really detect it, like it doesn't see it. When you look at the sensor, it doesn't know it's there.
Uh-huh.
So I based it off of a real plane that does this. That's a spy plane called the SR-71 Blackbird that actually can do that, and it's basically invisible on scanners and things like that that will help you see planes in the air.
No, it's really there, but you just can't see it due to the equipment.
You can't see it in the equipment. You may be able, but it flies so high that you can't actually see it at all.
Oh.
But you can hear it if it comes low.
So it has to reach a certain altitude before that happens?
Yeah. I mean, you can't detect it on equipment, but if it's too low, then you'll be able to see it already.
Gotcha.
So now I'm attaching the wings because I got 2 of them. I want them. So I'm just going to put them on. And then I'm going to put some water in the gaps so they fit. And then now, all I have to do is I'm going to put this little piece on the back, because the plane has 2 big wings and then 3 small wings on the back. So I'm going to make those smaller wings.
And what do those wings help the plane do?
They stabilize it and help it steer.
Oh, so it doesn't go this way or that way?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So.
What's your favorite air show that you've ever gone to?
Miramar Air Show. It's San Diego.
San Diego, yeah.
It used to be a Navy base, I think, but now it's a Marine base.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't the Navy share the base with them?
Well, the Marines are part of
the Navy. That's right, they are. I forgot about that. You're right, they are.
So I guess, yeah. But it didn't used to be a Marine base at all.
No, it was just Navy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My brother was in the Navy, and he was at Miramar. But that was a long time ago. Then it was only just our Navy base. I got to go there for his graduation, and it was very big.
Yeah, it's really big.
Yes. And I think there was like 500, I guess they call them soldiers, that graduated that day. Huge.
Now I got these 2 smaller back wings on the side, so now there's only one left, and that's on the top.
Okay.
So now I have to figure out how to make it stand up without falling over. So I'm going to try.
Oh, you mean the...
So I'm going to try to just do it without making any adjustments, but it may not work. So I may have to...
You may have to persevere. Persevere to make... Oh, there you go.
A little bit floppy.
Is that because is it too tall?
No, it's just that it's not... It probably won't be as floppy when it's dry. It's just when it's not dry.
Yeah.
It's just too floppy, so it doesn't really, like, if I try to stand this clay up, it kind of droops.
It droops,
down.
right, right.
So now, I'm just going to take this clay.
Mm-hmm.
I just noticed that's the clay I need. And I'm going to make little round pieces for the engine.
For the propeller?
Yeah, for the propeller.
Mm-hmm.
And the engine section.
Yeah.
And then just stick them together.
So what's the longest amount of time you've ever worked on anything? Like maybe the battleship or a ship that you made? How long did you work on that?
A couple months. So I don't know. It could be, I haven't really counted,
Mm-hmm.
but it could have been even like more like a year.
Oh, wow.
Working on something. that I just, not really because it's hard, just sometimes just because I don't really know how to do it, and so I don't have, like, I leave it there, but then I come back to it.
Mm-hmm. Gee, it sounds like the jacket I'm trying to make. Because I don't like the directions. And I keep trying to figure out what they're talking about. And so far I haven't succeeded. So I may just have to design my own directions. But if it fits and looks good, then I think I've accomplished what I wanted to do.
For the last piece, I'm just going to take this little tool here and put a couple little lines so it looks more like the plane.
Mm-hmm.
So lines where there are lines for different controls and things that are on the plane that make it fly. And then I'm done.
Very.
I just have to let it dry, and hopefully it will stay like this, and it will be, hopefully it will come off this little.
You can come off the tray.
Yeah, the little tray.
I think it probably will once it dries.
Yeah.
It probably will come off. We'll have to
And I
just.
might paint it or do something like that.
Very cool.
Details, and then I'd say I'm basically done with it. Because
All right. So we got to see that even though the wings didn't come out the way you wanted it the first time, and
the second time.
they did the second time, and the fact that you didn't put it on until you got the other one made, so that they match and are the same length.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very, very cool. So how else do you build your perseverance? Do you have any suggestions for any of the kids that are watching that you might be able to tell them other ways? And be sure to talk loud. How to do that?
I also ride my bike a lot, which can be hard, especially when I'm wearing a mask and going up a steep hill.
I'm gonna push this a little bit forward so everybody gets to see the plane that you did.
So that can, if you just keep going and tell yourself you can do it, then you can.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it doesn't look like what you have in the picture you have in your mind when you're creating something. And sometimes I know it happens with me sometimes when I'm creating something. I'll create something and it isn't exactly the picture I had in my head, but I like it better. So sometimes our creative part of who we are knows better than sometimes our mindset does. But we're able to actually continue working and not giving up on the project that we're working on that makes such a big difference for us.
Yeah.
You know, in ways that we can do that. I know I got to see the video that Maverick did when he was doing his parachute deal with the eggs, and there was different fabrics that you used, right?
Yeah.
For the parachute?
The first one I tried
Yeah.
had some, like, different, it was, like, almost see-through, so you could, like, it wasn't really, like, hard enough, so then we tried another fabric, which worked really well, but we didn't have enough of it to make it bigger, because it was we figured out that it was too small. It wasn't big enough for the weight of the egg.
Mm-hmm.
When you dropped it, it like worked, but it didn't slow it down enough. It would have cracked the egg.
Gotcha.
So we basically just took that design and made it bigger, but instead we used a tablecloth, so it was light enough and it was big enough so it could catch all the wind and glide down. And I probably threw the egg off the balcony like 20 times.
Well, that sounds like a lot of perseverance to me.
It didn't break, so it worked.
It was very successful. Well, I thank you very much for coming and spending some time with me. Love the plane. Let's see if we can hold it up a little bit to the camera so the camera can...
I'll take the water off.
Yeah, you take the water. You got that? Okay, so we're going to hold it up a little bit so that the camera, whoop, we know the plane isn't going anywhere. that the kids can see what you accomplished and how the picture in his head is now something that you can actually see. So that's very, very cool. So what we learn from perseverance is when we have an idea, put it out there, give it a try. If it doesn't work the first time, try it again, and guess what? You get to do it again and redesign it. And some of the things I tell my one grandson when he's working on things or playing a game, especially playing a game, How many video games have you guys played that you get the character to go so far, and then all of a sudden you crash? Every time you get to that one place, you keep crashing. And my one grandson has a big challenge with that. He gets very upset and very frustrated because he just can't get over that one little hump that he has to get over. So what he ends up doing is deleting the game. So he says, I can't do it. I can't do it. But in a couple of days, he'll pull it back up again and reset the game up, and he'll keep trying. So he doesn't give up totally, but when he's so frustrated, it's not fun anymore. So he's able to set it aside, which is one of the things we learn about perseverance. When we persevere on something, we may start it, but that doesn't mean we have to finish it at that moment in time. We can always set it aside and go back to it, which is what Maverick did with the eggs and when he worked on his aircraft carrier. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I worked on that over about a month.
Yeah. So it's perfectly okay, and it doesn't mean because we stop something, we're not able to go back and pick it up again.
And I had plenty of times where something went wrong, like the clay cracked down the middle and I had to try to fill it in, or it was like the top deck was one long piece, so it cracked right when we were about to put it on. But luckily it didn't crack all the way through. So we were able to glue it on in the last moment and put it on before it broke in half.
Yeah. And we come up with ideas in order to fix what seems to be wrong and that we can't get over. So it just takes that perseverance. I hope you enjoyed this morning. I know I enjoyed having Maverick here with me this morning. I have to have him come back a couple more times because it's just a lot of fun to be able to share what we know, what we learn, and how we can be better than we were the moment before we started something. So thanks very much for joining me today. Enjoy your day, and I look forward to seeing you the next time. Take care. Thank you, Maverick.